tonight. The best way, I suppose, to explain what really happened with the factory inside. Over a number of years, the factory has been downsizing, and what we've been working at is the best possible deal for our members that were leaving. Up to, we say, October, a new company was basically coming in and wanted to buy out the debt of the overall group. So we were working on deals with people that were leaving. Up to from September to December, with a number of people that left on the deal that we arranged. The deal changed over a couple of months. There was a lump sum, then they wanted to phase the payment off over a year. So everything possible that could happen was happening with the deal. They kept changing. So there was people left on the 19th of December. That was just at the time of the Christmas holidays. When we arrived back on the 5th of January, we heard on the radio that the receiver was after moving in. Now, all along over the Christmas, there was a buyer expected to take over the company. So we thought at least we had a job when we went back. But people were on shifts, so some people were going back at 8 o'clock in the morning. The receiver just moved in. Look, at a meeting arranged, I meet the shop stewards, I meet the people. They're going into receivership. So when we met the receiver, you couldn't have met a nicer chap as the guards are speaking to you. I'm going to keep you informed. Everything's going to happen. Tell you the whole lot from day to day, step to step. I meet all the workforce, I explain everything to them. The people I have working with me, I'm telling them to go, pretend you're on the other side of the table and you're speaking to yourself as he put it, and how well he wants you to treat him. And that was it from then. There wasn't one bit of courtesy once they moved in. There was no information as what we're dealing with. You were hearing it on the media rather than getting it from the receiver himself. There was a second bidder came in, and there was a meeting in Dublin. Some of our shop stewards in Dublin had a meeting on Thursday night where they were informed that a second bidder was involved, and they had until the Saturday night to put in their bid. When they arrived back from Dublin, they filled in the rest of the shop stewards on the Friday morning. We say we had a meeting from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. We were told that we had they had until 12 o'clock on Saturday night or something might happen. When we left our meeting and went home, I was only gone home maybe an hour and I got a phone call. Go back to the factory, the gates are closed. Now, it started from there, then everybody's been informed on the radio, the factory was closing down. There was no word from the receiver. We were told we had another day or two and he'd see what the other bid was. So, what happened then, all the shop stewards went down. There was lads in work, just to go to the start. I passed down past the main entrance of the factory, and I could see people bringing out their cars and anything they had in there. We were told, clear out by 3 o'clock, the gates have been locked behind you. We went over to the main gallery then, and the office staff, they were all told, get away from the desk, move out, gates have been locked. We had bouncers, or whatever you want to call them, on the gate, on the door. They wouldn't leave people in. There was a few shop stewards left in. There was a number of people then started to arrive in on the workforce. So as the door was open, basically there was a charge in, and we got inside, and that's how we occupied the place now. Now, there was a bit shown on the media as if there was a bit of fighting that went on, but it was only a couple of seconds really is all it was. After that then, they just moved away, we occupied the gallery, and it just, from then on then, it was just the support we got. We can't, the support we got was just unbelievable. That's really the main thing we can talk about. We never expected that kind of support from people. I mean, it started, we were saying, right, we just see what happens. Yet everyone and anyone came to the gallery. Look, whatever you need, we give you this, we give you that. But I think that's what really built it off, is the amount of support we got. As regards what happened with the other side, there's 300 told you redundant. That was it. They went out and left it, and there was no word. So everything is on what's happening in Waterford Crystal. And it's just gone nationwide, worldwide, the whole lot of calls from everywhere. Everyone that passes are calling in, giving us our support. And at the end of the day, it's the support we got that's made this as big as it has gone. Because the way it looked to us, that the receiver had done a deal with the first crowd, and that was it. There was going to be no more about it. Just clear everyone out, lock the gates behind them, and they'll do what they wanted. And they want to move the brand maybe out of the country, wherever they want to do it. But get it for as cheap as they possibly could. All the deals that we had with people that left in the 19th, as regards pensions, lump sums, the whole lot was just gone out the window. Didn't want to know. And basically just seems to, for as little as possible, they just want to get the factory. And and make a profit on it. Where we are at the moment, we have 2 bidders. There's a KPS which arrived. They were the first crowd that were involved in it. They were in over Christmas and everything, looking at the factory. They just came along, there's our agenda, there's what we want, goodbye, and no more. We got a second bidder. Now the second bidder involved 2 of the previous directors that were there that probably caused a lot of the problems. They came on board, but they wanted extra time, and it seemed that the receiver just didn't want to give him extra time at the moment. He said, look, I need to make a decision now. So we're just waiting. Hopefully there's going to be a short outcome to where we are. But I still have to emphasise the main point is the support we got, and that's what makes it all, everyone sticking together. You would have seen on the television the marches. We had maybe 8,000 to 10,000 one, and we had a small demonstration then a few days before that, where another 3,000 or so. But it's just the backing that we got. They would have walked over us if we hadn't got the backing that we got from the local economy and everywhere else. So that's probably it in a nutshell anyway at the moment.
Thanks very much.